ख़वातीन और हज़रात तवज्जो फरमाइए, दौरान परवास अपनी हिफाजती बंद बांधे रखें क्योंकि परवास अचानक नाहमवार हो सकती है। हिफाजती बंद बांधने के लिए मेटल का चपटा हिस्सा बकल के अंदर डालकर पेटी कस लें।
Hello everyone and welcome back to the OCD Podcast. I am your host because
You are our host. I don't know.
bro you are our co-host bro. अपने
Yeah,
आप को neglect ना किया करो.
Okay, boys,
So
हम और girls हम आपको खुशामदीद देते हैं। इस एपिसोड में हम अपनी extremely trash airline को डिस्कस करेंगे, which goes by the name of PIA. All right.
okay.
हाँ.
So yeah, we're gonna be talking about the whole PIA incident and everything regarding it currently happening. आपको पता है, like some huge stuff happened in this last week. So yeah, we're gonna be talking about PIA, and I would just like to start with this small monologue, and I just gotta ask these questions, man. What happened that took our airline from a three-star airline to a one-star airline? What happened to the PIA that literally helped start off Emirates? Like, Emirates is now a four-star airline. Emirates is now has 269 aircraft.
We really were at
PIA
the top.
PIA still has 30 aircrafts. Pretty sure because सारे वैसे ही वो तबाह कर देते हैं. I'm sorry, man. Like, that's just so true. So many crashes, so many planes have been lost. It's shocking. Like, I'm not talking about only the casualty ones. I'm talking about the ones that are transporting goods and stuff as well. There have been a lot of crashes. So we're just gonna go right into the thing that started all of this off, which was the tragic airline crash, the PIA airline crash, flight 8303, that happened on the 22nd of May
Right.
at when it was a flight from Lahore to Karachi. Now the thing is, this there has been a preliminary report on it कि क्या हुआ. The first report अभी तो एक ही महीना हुआ है, but like we're expecting, they said the full report should come out, like the final report would come out within 3 months. Don't know how that is possible वैसे, because I know it normally takes a year. It takes a year normally.
अच्छा, इससे you know what the thing is, इससे पहली वाली जो फ्लाइट थी फ्लाइट 661 जिसके अंदर जुनैद जमशेद भी था, उस
Yeah,
फ्लाइट की इट्स हाउ लॉन्ग हैज इट्स बीन लाइक an year and a half, right?
bro,
Almost.
not a year and a half. Bro, it's been so much longer.
It's been like roughly 2 years, right? Around that time frame.
हाँ
So
हाँ
उन्होंने अभी तक उसकी full report नहीं आई with the black box recording included. They haven't fully encoded the black box recording. So I have no idea how this is possible. This is literally just like a fake remark by
so
PIA.
yeah, so you want me to tell you this? It
Mm-hmm.
has been 4 years since that
It,
crash.
but it's still they still haven't come up with a
Yeah,
complete
I know, that's what's shocking. It happened on the 7th of December 2016, and that shocks me,
report.
the fact that yeah, it's almost been 4 years, and that is shocking. Well, I'm just gonna go back to this. There has been a preliminary report, and what it tells us is basically आमतौर पे तो सारे यही कह रहे हैं, ओ पायलट तो मर गया तो सारे पायलट के ऊपर इल्जाम लग जाते हैं. वो बात सही है. You can't blame the pilot until you do a proper investigation. But after a preliminary investigation, this is what we have there sent out. ठीक है? The pilot and the air control tower both did not follow standard rules. ठीक है? Now let me explain a bunch of stuff. There's some like technical stuff that happened which they explained. So while the plane, this is right before landing, when it was at 15 nautical miles. 15 nautical miles is 28 kilometers from the airport.
Right.
The altitude of the plane was 10,000 feet. And what it is supposed to be, the recommended height is 7,000 feet.
Wait, so
So
it was above the recommended.
he was 3,000 feet above.
Right.
Okay? And what happened is the ACT, the air control tower, told him that, fix this, you need to descend, lower your altitude. And he
Mm-hmm.
was like, no, I can manage.
So
He
that's
basically said,
overconfidence on his part.
yeah, that was his overconfidence. And that it was also written in the report that he was very overconfident.
Right.
And this is because of the fact that, he has 18,000 flying hours. I'm sorry, no matter how many flying hours you have, you don't play with people's lives.
Oh,
I don't
absolutely.
know. But that's my view on it. But
Mm-hmm.
Baki, let me go on to say, when he was at 10 nautical miles, now 10 nautical miles is 19 kilometers. First,
Mm-hmm.
he was on 28 kilometers and he was on 7,000 feet. Sorry, he was on 10,000 feet.
10,000 feet.
And then when he's on 19 kilometers, he was on 7,000 feet. And he should have been on 3,000 feet.
Right. So
So this,
he disregarded
yeah,
it
yeah,
completely.
he disregarded it, and after this, the ACT again told him that you need to descend, and he said that no, I can find it's fine, I can manage, I'm preparing to land. So arguably, uh, there were also a lot of hazard signs indicators going off that were telling them their altitude is too high, like major amounts of warning signs going off.
Mm-hmm.
And this was recorded, and they said that the pilot either disregarded it or he missed it. uh, I don't think you can miss warning signs. That is
Mm-hmm.
my personal opinion.
Right.
So many hazard signs and indicators going off, I don't know how you can miss them. Considering you're a pilot, you have to be extra sharp. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And another thing, the landing gear. Okay, this is the whole thing. The landing gear was extended when he was on 10 nautical miles, which is 19 kilometers from the
Okay.
airport, and he was on a 3,000 feet altitude. That is when he extended the landing gear. And
Mm-hmm.
inex- inexplicably, which means it is not explainable, like we don't know how that happened, the landing gear was retracted. It went back in at 5 nautical miles.
It went back
So
in. Wait, I
it
thought it
went back.
never was deployed.
So yeah, these were the first things. Everyone said that he forgot to deploy them, but
Right.
now they're saying that the landing gear was extended, like it was taken out at 10 nautical miles and then it retracted, and there's no explanation for it at 5 nautical miles. I by no explanation, I feel like they're still investigating it. That's what that means.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Obviously.
so that is what happened. And because there was no landing gear, he ended up land doing a belly land. It wasn't even a proper belly land because
Mm-hmm.
he did not inform the crew on the control tower, and so it was a very rough landing. It wasn't even a landing. He the first his left, what do you call, yeah, the left wing hit the ground. It
Right.
caused a lot of sparks to happen, and then the right wing hit the ground, and then he took off
Wait,
again. Don't know why
there's
he
one
did
thing
that.
I don't get here. Did he
Yes.
know that his landing gear became retracted, or
Now,
was he like sure he has to do a belly land now because
I'm
for
pretty sure
some.
he knew. I'm pretty
Hmm.
sure he knew that his landing gear had gone back in, because, and this is where the whole fact comes in. They're like, there were problems from the control tower and the pilot. How did the control tower not tell him that your
Hmm.
your your landing gear is not deployed? And why didn't the control tower like make sure that, okay, he's coming in for a belly land, we need to do all the precautionary measures? As far as I know, they put down a foam on the runway that makes it
Yeah, yeah.
makes decreases the impact of the plane.
There's a
But
bunch of
none of
red
that
flags
happened.
there.
See, so there's pilot and like the CT, they both didn't follow the standard rules. So and also another thing which they have said, and skipper हमारी बेइज्जती हो रही है कि these people were talking about the COVID-19 pandemic right before landing.
Yeah,
So
I've
yeah,
heard
the pilot and the co-pilot, the pilot and the co-pilot. I'm like, what,
that.
bro? Like, I understand that they're human beings, they can also
Yeah.
talk to one another. Yeah, but you do that for like the 1 hour of the flight, and then the half an hour where it is your responsibility to save 97 people or 99 people that are on the plane. Yeah, you need to make sure you don't kill them, because are you okay? You're ruining people's lives.
Hmm.
These people might have children, these people might have parents waiting for them. And you don't take risks like that. Like, when you become a pilot, this is a serious responsibility. You don't do it for the pay, okay? You better have an interest in it or whatever.
I mean, their
And
own
yeah,
lives are at stake, man. I'm
their
sure.
own lives are at stake as well. Obviously, they should care about themselves as well.
Exactly.
So this was pretty sad to like read actually. Like, when I was reading on this, it was sad. I was and they were okay. Look, so let me go on. So first, the left side of the wing hit, then the right side, and
Hmm.
everyone, they're predicting this because they haven't gone that far into the investigation. They're saying the engines obviously got affected during this. Obviously, like, any human being can make that assumption, because the left wing hit, the right wing hit, and the engines. Then he took off, which no one still understands. No one understands why the man took off after that first thing.
Hmm.
A lot of people are arguing he should have stayed on the floor, sorry, on the runway, and a lot of people are saying, I don't know. So I actually can't comment because I'm not a professional. But then he went back up, okay,
Yeah.
and he turns around, and the control tower was telling him not to turn around, and then he basically on the comms, on the communication,
Yeah.
reported that my landing gear is not deploying. I've lost both engines, and the last thing he told the control tower was mayday, mayday. Obviously, the emergency call sign, and yeah, it crashed. Yeah, 2 or 3 kilometers away from the runway when they crashed, and they
Hmm.
were losing altitude very quickly. So that is allows them to make the assumption that both the engines were dead. Uh, yeah, so
I
that is
don't think
that.
any conspiracies play a part here, because there were like five Pak army officers on board, as well as like some famous
Oh,
actress by the name of, I think, Zara Abid. Yeah. So,
uh,
so yeah,
yeah.
it's
So
purely on
I
part
feel like
of
this is
PIA's mistake.
purely but yeah, this is PIA's fault. I won't say it's the pilot's fault. I'll say it's PIA's fault for even hiring that pilot. Matlab, how can I even say anything here? The pilot had 18,000 hours of flying experience. Yet he made this really incompetent mistake.
But
And I
still,
feel
like,
like
how
it's
could PIA
okay.
have predicted he might do something as silly
Yeah,
as this?
this is not PIA's fault in hiring this guy, but then again, it is PIA's fault for hiring everyone that had the fake licenses. But we will get to that. Before we get to that, I would like to still talk about this whole thing, because this was like honestly a huge thing which triggered everything else. So I just want to
Mm-hmm.
know, Ashtar, do you know how PIA is handling the situation?
You know, honestly, I was enthusiastic when I was thinking about what exactly did PIA do, but yeah,
Hmm.
I was really disappointed in how they actually handled this situation. First of all, you have to pay reparations and like reimburse the people who've lost their loved ones, right? For the people who've lost loved ones, like the family members who were left behind,
Yeah.
they ended up paying them like 10 lakh rupees, which,
Oh my
whoa,
God.
whoa, bro, that's
Oh,
like $6,250.
yeah.
That's the payment for a
Nightmare.
human life. You know
They
what the thing?
paid a human life for 10 lakh. You can sell your body parts and get more.
You can, you know what the thing is in, don't ask me why I know this, but in South Africa, right, you can sell
Yeah.
one kidney of yours for $240,000 US dollars.
Oh my God. Oh my God. This is shocking. And they feel like and you know what's sad? You know
Mm-hmm.
what's sad? The people still don't even get this money. They don't. They
Oh
really
yeah,
don't. They don't.
that just hits it on the mark.
You see them off after 5 years or something, or 2 years, or 1 year later. You'll see them standing out of the court doing a protest saying we haven't received our money. And you know what is the sad thing? Two people miraculously survived this. Mashallah, like that's amazing. Two people
Yeah, yeah.
miraculously survived, and one of them being a rich guy. He was, I think, what he was involved with the Bank of Punjab, and he's a pretty high ranked person in the Bank of Punjab. But the second person was basically a normal person,
Yeah,
and
the second person, right?
he's
So
treating himself
my
right.
Khalu's, he's actually my Khalu's colleague. That's the second
Oh,
person. Yeah.
oh,
So
and you know what's
what
sad?
he
He's treating himself.
Mhm.
He's treating himself. He's paying for his hospital bills. He's at
Yeah.
a private hospital. That is
I mean, they
sad.
did
That is
promise. Yeah, yeah, they did promise them like 5 lakh rupees.
damn, bro.
Yeah,
So
but they
they
promised it.
promised the survivors 5 lakh.
Yeah, the two survivors, 5 lakh.
Wow. So they gave 10 lakh to the dead guys and 5 lakh to the survivors.
Yeah,
Are,
that's
bro,
basically what they've
who
done.
are they? matlab, I'm sorry, but this is disgusting. This is
This is
disgusting.
this is very immoral. I agree. Yeah.
It is how do they feel okay with this? Bro, PIA is and I don't
Bro,
know,
the
man.
thing is they've become numb to it. They need to handle the situation first. They don't give a
And you
crap
know
about
what's sad?
anything
Okay,
else.
so I will address this, and another person also addressed this, that which I felt like was a really important thing. They told me, they said that the reason a lot of these irresponsibilities or failure to hold up standards happens
Mm-hmm.
is because they know if they don't hold up these standards, nothing will happen, because this is
Yeah.
Pakistan, and nothing happens to you if you don't follow the
And
law.
like
You
you
pay
wanna
a
know
toll.
how disgusting this airline actually is? Obviously, it's
uh,
owned by the government. So like this tells you how disgusting the government actually is.
Let
Back.
me just say this.
Mhm.
Yeah, sorry, go on. No, wait, let me just say something. Emirates is also owned by the government, but there's a difference in Pakistan and the UAE now.
Yeah.
I gotta say it, man. How they're owned by the government. Look at how
Mhm.
amazingly they've grown. They're a four-star airline. They should be five, but like they're not five yet. But bro, they've grown exponentially,
Just compare the
considering.
governments, man.
Yeah, I don't.
Mhm.
Yeah. Talk about what you were saying. What were you saying?
Yeah, I was referring to the flight 661 that happened in somewhere around 2016, right?
Yes.
The pilot who died in that crash, which was carrying
Uh-huh.
Junaid Jamshed.
Uh-huh.
The pilot's mother told the media that my son regularly used to say कि अम्मा अम्मा ये ठीक नहीं है प्लेन चलाने के लिए और ये हल्के से भी डेंजरस रूट्स के लिए अगर ये प्लेन लेकर जाएं तो बहुत डेंजरस है.
Uh-huh.
That's what the mother told the media. And you know what
Uh-huh.
the insane thing is? So this crash happened, right? This is a huge crash. This has a lot of fatalities, right? two
Yeah.
days after this crash, another PIA pilot like he refused to fly an aircraft because of a faulty engine. And
Oh.
you know what they ended up saying, PIA? Oh, obviously we won't let aircrafts fly which haven't been inspected. These guys are just like giving their personal opinions. We always hold up our standards. Like
Uh-huh.
just
They
just
don't.
look at
They
their
really don't.
absurdity, man.
Bro, and you can't prove them wrong. How can you prove them wrong? How are you gonna prove them wrong? You can't prove. It's the government. If you try to go against the government, something will happen to you.
Something will
And
definitely happen to you.
yeah, and that is the sadness of this airline, bro. As I was saying, you cannot, when you're not held accountable for something, people don't take much more responsibility. Now listen to me.
Mhm.
Imagine you're in school, you're a teacher, and I love my analogies. So imagine
Right.
you're in school, you're a teacher,
Mhm.
and you are given a task by your coordinator or the head of the department to you have to teach all of this stuff to the children by the first semester, and you don't do that. then you know as a teacher you're gonna get fired. Okay, so you need to do that. You need to, like, if
Mhm.
you don't earn your money, you get fired. You know that. Okay,
Yeah.
there's basically repercussions for not doing what you're supposed to do or not following the HOD, the head of department. The problem with Pakistan is there are no repercussions in a lot of the things. Like the big people, you can't touch the big people,
You
no
can.
matter what.
The
You
elite is
really
the
can't.
elite.
Oh, the guy resigns. Like, yeah, he resigned, but like, what is resigning enough? He should be brought in court. He should be tried. There should be a proper investigation as to how he let this happen and who
Mhm.
let this happen. Why did this happen to the pilot? Who hired the pilot? And yeah, there's
Mhm.
nothing happens. And especially, as I said before, when these crashes happen, they blame it on the pilot who died. Like this case might be different because the investigation is showing
It's
that the
the
pilot
easiest
made
thing to do,
mistakes.
man, because he's dead and his family doesn't
Yeah,
have enough power anymore to like
yeah,
come up
yeah.
against the
You can blame
entire
it on him. Who's gonna defend him? Who's
exactly.
gonna defend him? Yeah, that's
इनफैक्ट
it.
हमारी अवाम का भी तो ये मसला है ना कि लाइक दे इंस्टेंटली स्टार्ट पिकिंग ऑन हिम यार ये
हाँ,
ठीक है पायलट की गलती हो सकती है आई एम नॉट सेइंग कि द पायलट कैन नॉट बी हेल्ड अकाउंटेबल बट लाइक दे जस्ट
हम्म।
स्टार्ट गोइंग फॉर हिम एंड देन लाइक पीआईए लाइक एनी एयरलाइन हैज समथिंग टू लाइक बैक ऑन सो यू नो
ये तो मतलब ये अपने आप से ये assumptions बनाना is just wrong. ठीक है, बहुत गलत बात है. Assumptions is wrong. Assumptions is 100% wrong everywhere. Okay, you अपने आप से पाकिस्तानियों को लगता है they're aeronautical engineers. ठीक है, as soon as the crash happened, there were news outlets releasing this happened, this is how this happened, why did this happen. Bro, wait for the proper investigation to happen, then you can comment. Like this first report, after this you can comment because they checked the black box, they checked the recordings, and they talked to the control officers, sorry, the control tower officers. So now you can speak on it. You can't speak on it on the day it happened. मैं कह रहा हूँ pilot की गलती है.
Now,
Bro,
man,
what?
everyone has to give his 250 IQ opinion. Like everyone. ये मेरी theory है, bro. I think ऐसा ही हुआ है क्योंकि you know ये facts है. Even though facts
You know what's
release भी नहीं
annoying?
हुए.
No, no, no. You know what's annoying? You know, say वो ये नहीं कहते ये मेरी opinion है. वो ये नहीं कहते this is what I think happened. वो ये कहते हैं ये हुआ है. ये हुआ है. मैं कह रहा हूँ ये हुआ है. जब
Okay, I
रिपोर्ट आएगी
forgot
ना
that.
फिर तुम
I
देखना.
forgot that.
जब
हाँ.
जब रिपोर्ट आएगी ना फिर आप देखना मैं सही हूँ. And then when the report comes, you're like, oh, अच्छा, अच्छा, हाँ,
गलती तो
yeah. What?
इंसानों से ही होती है.
Yeah, they don't. Yeah, I don't know, man. You can't hold Pakistanis accountable, and this is one of the main systematical problems in Pakistan. No one is held accountable for their mistakes. Another, this is I heard this from another influencer. He talked about this. Basically, there's also a movie made on this. It's a Tom Hanks movie. I don't remember the movie name. It was
Mhm.
basically I think Sully. Yeah, it was the film Sully. So basically, it's the story about how a guy died. No, he didn't die. I'm sorry. It's about how another airplane crash was about to happen, but the the guy landed it on the sea and everyone was saved, no casualties. And it was basically a real life incident recreated in the movie Sully. And what happened is they showed that the aviation people, they did not उन्होंने उस बंदे की जान नहीं छोड़ी.
Yeah,
They
yeah. I've read this somewhere. I don't know
yeah,
where
yeah.
exactly.
So basically, look, the guy, no one died. Okay, no one, no casualties. Imagine that happened in Pakistan, and I'm just quoting the influencer's words right now. This
Mhm.
is, Junaid Akram. He said this, and it was so right. I need to say it here because he's like, imagine ये पाकिस्तान में होता, we would be calling him on TV shows. We would be giving. He was like Malik Riaz को एक plot दे देते. He would get Sitara Imtiaz. He would get every presidential award, and
Yeah.
it's true. But in the
It is.
US, they made that guy's life hell. They said, "Why did you land on the sea? You could have. We tried every possible simulation. You could have gone on the runway. How did you think it was okay to risk these many people's lives?" He risked it, but those people ended up fine. They canceled his
But he still
flying
risked it.
license.
Mhm.
Yeah, he still risked it. So they held him accountable, although he ended up saving everyone. They still held him accountable. They're that strict, and it's not strict. That is how it's supposed to be. You don't trust a loser or an idiotic, a stupid person with 200 people's lives or 90 people's
Just
lives.
because his risk worked out. Oh, bro,
Yeah,
it's legendary.
bro. Oh, Allah Ta'ala ने मेरी मदद किया इसलिए मैं बच गया. He didn't say this, bro. Bro,
Yeah.
you don't say that stuff. It's your fault. You should be held accountable. You have your free will to do whatever you want. So yeah, that is like what I have to say, man. This
Mm-hmm.
was very messed up. Like that is
Right.
all I have to say. Do you have anything else on this, like how other countries handled and how the PIA
Yeah,
handled this?
okay, I'll basically blow your mind. That's what I'll do exactly here. So
Okay.
first, I picked out like top five most popular best airlines. All right. So first of all, I looked at Lufthansa. Right. You know Lufthansa. Everyone knows
Yes.
Lufthansa. Top
Yes.
German
Yes.
airline. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So they've basically had roughly around 7 or 8 fatal crashes, right?
Okay. Okay.
In one of those in almost all of those crashes, either it was the fault of the air traffic control or the pilot, and only in one of those was it an actual fault uh, in the maintenance issues, which was caused by like the ground engineers, right?
Uh huh.
The people who like check the plane
Yeah.
before it flies,
Yeah.
right?
Yes. Yes.
But you know what the thing is? All of these crashes, that these major crashes, the ones that are fatal that have happened of Lufthansa Airlines,
Mm.
the most recent one is dates back to 1993. All the other
Easy.
crashes are like 1963, 1965, 1970, 1972.
Uh huh.
Do you see how old that
Yes.
is?
Yes.
It's
Yes.
yeah, it's
Yes.
I swear, man. And this is just Lufthansa. I picked out Lufthansa for its crashes. Now I'm going to go to Singapore Airlines. It's like I think it's the top airline right now, right?
Yes. Or yeah, maybe.
It is the top airline right now.
Okay. Okay.
You know the thing is, they've actually not have had any serious incidents. They've had like a hijacking, but
Uh huh.
every single one of these incidents or per se accidents that have happened in Singapore Airlines, these have all been without any casualties. But
Uh
there's
huh.
like another problem here. PIA की जो fleet है, they use Boeing 777s. Now, obviously,
Yes.
when normal people hear the word Boeing, bro, they're using good ass airplanes. Mhm.
Yeah, but they're old, right? They're
They're like
extremely old.
their design language is like from 1980, 1989.
Yeah,
That's how
yeah.
old they
That's
actually
so
are.
fun. Yeah, 'cause, you go into these planes because I do have had the pleasure of traveling a lot in this
Hmm.
airline. Inshallah, I will never go again. Inshallah. I swear, man, I'm honestly scared, man. You don't play with your life
You
like
don't
that.
play.
I'm not
I agree.
going.
I
So
understand you.
yeah, I'm just like, bro, those are those planes are so old. And
Hmm.
though there's an average age of your aircraft, right? So
Hmm.
I'm pretty sure Emirates has it to be 7.5. 7.5 is really good considering they have a lot of new planes and thode se old ones. But like PIA, the average age is a lot,
It,
a
it
lot.
is it is much more than 7.5. I can tell you that very
So
easily.
about 11, it's like 12.
Mm-hmm.
And they
12.
only have 30 planes. So, you see how there's like a difference, when you have 30 planes, 12, and whereas they have 200 and, 69 aircrafts, and they
But
have,
like the thing is, oh, fine, go ahead, use these old fleets. That's okay. But there's like another degree of problem on top of this. They keep replacing their engines. They replace this. It's like basically like an old, very old aircraft that's been kept replaced. Wait, what am I saying? That's been replaced by many different parts. So it's basically like an old car which has the engine of a Honda, and I don't even know, but like it has
yeah.
random parts, right?
Yeah, so you
Whereas
were talking,
mhm.
yeah, yeah, go on, go on, go on.
Whereas Singapore, right? Singapore's primary fleet, the ones they mainly use. is like an Airbus A350, and that's from 2015. Do you see like the difference in
Oof.
like the years
Yes,
in which
yes,
they've been produced?
I do.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, and about PIA, right? I looked into the crashes, right? They've had a crash in 1965, 1970, 1972, 1979,
Mm-hmm.
1989, 1992. And if I
Mm-hmm.
skip a few, we go to 2004, 2006, 2012, 2013, 2014, 2000, and 2020.
I don't know. I don't know if I want to laugh
Bro,
or cry.
bro, 2016 and 2020, it is shocking that an airline has two crashes within 5 years. It is shocking. And these people do it spectacularly. And nah, man, that is messed up. That is
ये एक और
serious. And
मसला भी है इधर पीआईए
mm,
पीआईए की जो क्या कहते हैं पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू है ना दैट्स ओनली लुकिंग एट देयर ओल्ड फ्लीट्स दे लाइक ओके हाउ
mm,
कैन वी improve this already old aircraft whereas you know
uh,
what Singapore has done already and all obviously all other major airlines Qatar Airways
mhm,
Lufthansa Nippon Airways whatever they've
uh,
already begun their orders for like new Boeing 777s that are like
yeah,
due to come out in 2020 2021.
yeah, yeah, that is true. I
It's
think
just so disappointing to see this.
I don't know if it's right to say this, but I think they don't have the revenue. Bro, they have the revenue. I'm pretty sure they have the
They,
revenue.
yeah, they definitely have the revenue. They
There's too
might not
many
show it
people
and
just
it's not listed,
there's too many people
but
just get getting away with that money, man, because like
Mhm.
they earn so much. How can they not earn so much? Either they then if they do not earn so much, what is the use of being such a huge company? Cannot they hire business professionals? Cannot they hire people to manage their expenses? Because if they're not making a profit right now, then there has to be something wrong in their business model or their business plan, because there is no other way that they cannot be making money. Every single person that is an expatriate in Saudi Arabia mostly uses PIA to come back. I'm not just going to talk about Saudi Arabia. I'm going to talk about every other country. A
Mhm.
lot of the Pakistanis, they go out to earn money for their family. They go out, and they're not of high. They're like middle class people, and there's also lower class people.
Mhm.
The higher class people, they might come through Emirates, they might come through Saudi Airlines, they might come through other things, but the rest, they come through PIA. And that means they have a lot of business. They do have a lot of business. They just and they come no matter what. And PIA knows this. They're gonna come through PIA no matter what,
Yeah,
because
that's correct.
PIA does offer some unique destination. I don't mean unique destinations. Like they'll take you straight from Saudi Arabia to Pakistan. They'll take you straight from Dubai to Pakistan. They'll take you straight away. There'll be no overlay, there'll be no stay at any other country, so that is why that is advantageous. But
Mhm.
still they ruin the matlab, you're not getting a good experience, but you still have to fly them, so they also know that. That's why they take advantage of that fact.
And also you're at
And
the risk of dying, which is,
now you are now you actually are. That is too much, man. Okay, so I guess now we're gonna talk about the whole pilots
Yeah,
suspending
there's
thing.
like one other thing that surprisingly I'll give them like this is the only positive I can think of for PIA,
Okay,
which I don't even
okay.
know if it actually is a positive. So
Uh-huh.
I don't know if I should say this. Like, will this have repercussions? I don't know, but I'm going to mention it anyways. So a family member of mine has worked as a manager for Qatar Airways, right?
Okay.
And you know how good Qatar Airways is, right? They've had no major incident, both being
No, no.
non-fatal or fatal, none, literally none.
Yes.
But there's like a big problem. As these are like personal experiences that I've heard from that specific family
Okay.
member. And you know what he told
Okay.
me?
What?
Bro, their CEO, he had unke paas like the CEO has a red Ferrari, right? And he's
Uh-huh.
literally always on the premises, like watching everyone. He goes to this department, that department. If you're even drinking, like even if you're taking like a 1 minute break and drinking like a cup of water, he'll fire you. He'll literally, you're like in a foreign country, and he's like, you're fired. This is the flight. This is the ticket. we'll fly you back home. If you're pregnant, he'll fire you. It's so strict.
Okay.
I actually cannot fully
Uh-huh.
disclose to you all the
Uh-huh.
details, but it's like
Uh-huh.
it's
Uh-huh.
so inhumane. I actually cannot like fully mention it because I don't know
Okay.
if I'll get in trouble or not.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So
don't.
in that regard, I guess PIA is
How
okay.
is PIA good? How does this make PIA good?
Leniency, okay.
Wow, leniency. Yeah, enough leniency to hire, and this will be a good transition.
Mhm.
Hire 150 pilots that don't have a license. That much leniency. यार गरीब लोग हैं यार
Mhm.
गरीब लोग हैं यार यार पायलट बनने हैं कुछ मसला नहीं है हम आपको बगैर लाइसेंस के दे देंगे आओ खेलो जानों के साथ 200 जानों के साथ कौन सी जानों के साथ आज खेलना है कराची वाली इस्लामाबाद वाली मुझे बताओ bro that thing right that has shocked me but let me begin with the fact that the EU's air safety, the European Union Air Safety Agency, has suspended PIA flights for 6 months, and yeah, that
Wait,
has
they've
happened.
suspended it?
Yeah, PIA flights cannot go to the European Union for 6 months, banned
Oh, damn.
for
Matlab they were literally grounded by
from the 1st of July.
EU. Jeez. I'm
One
happy. I'm honestly happy. Yeah,
Yeah. So
absolutely.
150 out of 434 pilots of PIA have been grounded. 150. These people did not have any proper licenses to fly. And they're saying they basically paid other people to sit in for them. I'm like, how is that possible? Bro, our O level exams are more strict than these. What we can't get in without a passport and ID. What did these guys do? Like face surgery or something? How are they allowed to sit and give the exam on someone else's name? They check your IDs, they check your passports. They don't even allow you to move. They don't allow you to exit the perimeter when you're giving the exam.
They
I
paid.
feel like this is
I'm speechless because this only happens in Singh in like high school exams, which is understandable because the
so.
school
Let
system
me
is
tell
that.
you something funny.
Yeah.
The national flag carrier of Pakistan, which is PIA, is under the administrative control of the Secretary of the Government of Pakistan for Aviation. It's part of the government. So
Mhm.
you can expect that. If the government does not do that in Sindh, it does not do that even here. So yeah, that's what happened.
I
Bro, it's
mean,
the most Pakistani thing. You pay someone else to sit out your license, your piloting license, and bro, ये कौन से प्रोफेशनल बैठे हुए हैं लाइक वो इज द गाय लाइक ठीक है आई हैव स्टडीड फॉर अ पायलटिंग लाइसेंस अब मैं इंतजार करूंगा until someone hires me to give the exam until he doesn't
God,
Uh,
I
ये कौन बंदा है who is this guy man yeah this is my new career making money by getting piloting license for other people bro what
nah,
you
nah, nah.
studied
This
the
is too
whole
absurd.
course
This is way
you
too
studied the whole course for the aviation stuff and you're like, yeah, I'm just gonna give exams for other people and get paid for it.
But like,
Yeah,
why
bye.
don't you become a pilot yourself? Just like
I know, right? That's what I'm thinking. Maybe, he gets paid more this way.
he actually, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Because the thing is, the people who originally want to become pilots, it costs like some upwards of like some 40 lakh, because you have to like
Mm.
pay for some percentage of the Cessna in which you're going to obtain your entire license and whatnot, the whole process to get your license, right? So I guess these guys are like very elite rich people, and they like pay you very handsome sums to sit out their
Bro,
exams.
I'm sorry, man. I don't think pilots are rich people. I don't think so.
Not the pilots, but I don't know their family background. They might be rich. I
Maybe
mean, you
so.
have to have like you have to be at least upper middle class to actually obtain a proper pilot license because it just
Yeah.
costs that much.
Well, bro, what I will say is that this is ruining the name of Pakistan everywhere. Like, I
Mhm.
don't. एक तो बहुत ज़्यादा लोग ये कह रहे हैं they shouldn't have released the 150 pilots fake license thing and they should have fixed it eternally. What do you think on this?
Nah, I absolutely think they've done the right thing by releasing it, and every criticism they get is justified.
Yeah, I also think of it that way as well because, bro, I would want to know this. I would want to know this.
Shit, like
वो अलग
imagine.
बात है.
Hmm.
हाँ,
Imagine
you
going
go
your
on.
whole life without knowing this.
Bro, you could. And the thing is that it is actually proving very, very, very disastrous for Pakistan to release this. They really shouldn't have. If I talk about it in the as a patriot or whatever patriotic person, I'm not a patriotic person, but if I talk about it that way, yes, they shouldn't have because the EU obviously they suspended PIA flights for 6 months. They're losing so much money, so much money. The government will lose so much money because of this. I don't know if the money goes to the government. I'm pretty sure it does because they don't invest it back into PIA. I'm very sure. So they're going to lose a lot of money from the EU. Malaysia has grounded all of its Pakistani licensed pilots. They're not working in PIA, but anyone who's Pakistani, they lost. They're not in the air right now.
Just
The
because of being
Malaysia,
Pakistani, oh my god, we've
yes,
been affected
bro,
badly.
and obviously it's good that these countries are taking these precautions. But imagine these Pakistanis who are working right now during COVID, like they're already gonna be in a tragic place, but now their life is gonna get even more hard because of the mistakes these other people have made. And another thing, the UAE is also carrying an investigation to look into all of the pilots and aircraft maintenance engineers and the flight operation officers. They're going to look into all of that. It's making life difficult for all of the honest people out there as well.
You know how actually how shit this is. On one hand, I'm happy that they're getting like a really solid reality check to the face, and Immi
Uh-huh.
came, please do something about it. Like this is an
Uh-huh.
honest request to Imran Khan,
Yeah, yeah,
like please do something about this. But so basically, the Pakistanis are like the Pakistanis in the aviation industry are being discriminated against because of this entire
yes.
incident.
Uh,
Before this, something similar already has happened in the health department. So basically अब सऊदीया में अगर
yeah,
तुमने
yeah,
पाकिस्तान से MBBS किया हुआ है, they don't
yeah,
recognize you as a doctor. They simply don't. They're like, you have
yeah,
to do specialization for us to literally recognize you as a doctor and give you a
yeah.
job.
Yeah, and this has always also been a thing. If you're a Pakistani or if you're anyone and you go to Saudi Arabia, right?
Hmm.
You have to give the test there. There's a medical test you have to give before you can get to practice your doctorship and all that.
Hmm.
So yeah, that's another thing. And Pakistan has had I think not had, it has a total of approximately 860 pilots, out of which 107 are working in foreign airlines.
Right.
So
Hmm.
all of these 107 people, their families are being affected most probably, and
Bad for
yeah,
them.
it's making life hard for them. That is very sad to see, man. Very sad indeed. Ah.
Mhm. It's
And
just
as I'm just throwing out all of these facts, I'm just gonna throw out a really random fact. PIA has had 8 hijackings from 1971 to 2017. Don't know why I had to tell you this, but whatever. And
yeah.
yeah, man, that's all I have to say on this talking. Do you have anything else to talk about, like in this context, like about the the licensing things?
I'm disappointed, but I'm not surprised. That's all I have to say.
Uh, Well, I guess, yeah, that is how you can sum up what we said in this whole episode. It is not surprising. We have seen this from PIA. And bro, we aren't even gonna remember this after a year. Maybe there's gonna be like a remembrance day, not a remembrance day. There won't even be a day. There'll be like a headlines on the news. 1 year ago this happened, and they'll play like a sad violin noise, and that'll be it. And yeah, no one's even gonna question for the report. It's not like any of our relatives died or any of our important loved ones died. And yeah, that's honestly it. It's
Okay,
only the
that
97
became
people
very
and their.
depressing in like five
Bro,
seconds.
it's just true, man. I have to say it. It's most of us will not remember it, and it's sad. And yeah, nothing can change in this country until people start to be held accountable for their mistakes. They should be held accountable. I don't even know about the control tower people. Are they people still employed? No one has talked about them. No one has talked about anything regarding that as well.
Yeah, they
And
not
yeah,
really like dismissed anything. Nothing
no one
has
reported
been
anything on
regarding.
that. No one reported anything on it. That's the sad part, man. And honestly, that is all for this episode. Well, there's nothing more left to discuss in this episode.
That's correct. That.
Okay, man.
Mhm.
Yeah, everyone, please be sure to like, subscribe, and
Give us
share
your
it with your
criticisms.
friends. Give us only constructive criticism. Don't give me any other criticism. And
No, give us
also,
every single bit of criticism. I'm talking
wow.
to you, Bilal. You.
Bro, well, okay, everyone, please be sure to like, subscribe, and share it with your friends. It has been fun talking to you, Ashtar. Take care, everyone. Assalamu alaikum.
Allah Hafiz.
Yeah, you.